Today, we will be creating a TJSheets control sheet for a tournament. So first we want to access the shared template control and shared template score sheet. Before you do anything with that, I first suggest you create a new folder in your Google Drive. This folder will contain all the score sheets for the tournament. So for now, I'll be calling it test tournament. Now you want to go back into the shared template control score sheet, then click on file and make a copy so you can edit it. Title it something like test control or your tournament control, and make sure to copy it into the folder that you created for the tournament. You want to do the same thing with the template score sheet, so I will be cutting to that when I am done. So now I have finished copying the score sheets. So if I go back into the test tournament folder that we made, we should see both of them. I'll just reload the page. Okay, so both of them are in the folder. Now that we have the test control and test score sheets that we can edit, we can first, for the test control, you want to select the ID of the score sheet, which is this. So it's between the two slashes after the D and before the edit. So you want to copy that. I'll just Control C, and then you want to paste it into this square right here, which I'll Control V. Now we can edit the rest of the tournament. So in the tournament tab, you can see the tournament name, the packet name, all the points, and the rooms, and the brackets. So for the tournament name, it's just the name of the tournament, so we'll just put test. For the packet name, it's what packet set your tournament will be running on. So for now, we'll just call it test packet. And then round, it's obviously how many rounds the tournament is going to be. So we'll just put it at, let's say 10 for now. Then for point values, you input the points for how many points your power is, or normal or neg. So for example, most tournaments are probably running a 15-point powers and 10 points for normals, and just -5 for negs. For the negs, you want to include the negative sign. And then you can also select just bonuses, and bonuses bounce backs or not. Now we can move on into the room names. So the room names are what your score sheets are going to be called. So in each score sheet on the bottom, there will be all the rounds that the person will be scoring for. And so you want to make sure you have the right number of rooms for the entire tournament. So let's say for this tournament we have 8 rooms. So we can just create such as 8 of those rooms, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, 8. And we would just make all of them right now. The room names can be whatever you want, they don't have to be numbers. So for the last room, I'll just call it the special room, just to show that they don't have to be numbers. And then for the brackets are what rounds your prelim rounds will be, what rounds your playoffs will be, super playoffs, and so on. So within the parentheses of this bracketing is which rounds, for example, which rounds the prelims will be in this example. So prelims will be round 1 to 5, and playoffs will be round 6 to 10. For the purposes of demonstration, I will create 3 different brackets. So I create a super playoffs, and I'll make it rounds 9 and 10. But you can have such as finals to be the last round of the brackets. They can be titled really like whatever you want. moving on to the next row you want to tackle, you want to go into the rosters page of the Google Sheets, and this will be all of your team names and the members on each team. So row 1, these are all the team names, so say Team A, Team B, Team C, so on and so forth. And then in each column, the rows below that are the members of the team. So we can have, say, Alice, Bob, and so on and so forth. So the max, you can have as little as one player on each team, but note that the score sheet has a maximum of 6 players. So I would only put a maximum of up to 6 players in this column. So I'll just fill out the rest of this page. So I have finished inputting all of the teams, the test teams, into the rosters tab. So now, before we move on to the rest, we will click the tournament button, tournament option at the top of the screen. Now we want to create the score sheets for the tournament. So for this, you have to authorize a control script that is linked with this tournament. So log into this, and make sure to allow a control script access to your Google account, because that's is the only way how it works to help edit this sheet. So after you allow control script access to this sheet, you want to create, click on this tab again, and now you can make it create all the score sheets. So I'll come back when this is done. Once it goes on to the finish screen, you can exit out. So I've inputted all the team names in the rosters and the people playing on the teams. So I'll be doing cat stats, packet, and categories later. So right now, we will now go to the prelims playoffs. So if you click on the share button, then you get access to this tab, and you can make sure that everyone on the internet on this link can view or add your scores to this particular score sheet. This is important so they can actually edit the score sheet. If this option is off, then you have to update it so you can make sure everyone can edit. You have to do that with every score sheet. So make sure the link is everyone can edit the score sheet if they have the link, or add them to the score sheets manually. Back on the control sheet, you can see how the tournament is running. If we go into the rooms tab, then this will have all the stats for the room. If the rooms are highlighted in green, that means the room is done. That round is done for that room. So, for example, if I go back to room 1 and edit some of the scores. So for this example, I did 1 team versus 2 team, and it scored a few points for them. So if you go back onto the test control sheet, we can see how the score updates. So now I have finished scoring for room 1, and then on the test control sheet, we can see that now it is highlighted in green, meaning that it is complete. So some tips for TJSheets. Keep in mind, TJSheets only really helps centralize the statistics and makes it easier to export. So TJSheets won't help you with seeding the teams or creating the format for the tournament. That has to be done manually ahead of time. So that's about it for the main points of this video. I'll be going over categories and category statistics in a different video, and the prelims and playoffs, they aren't too important for now.